Hello and welcome to this week's tarot reading for all fire signs. I hope this finds you well. I trust you will use your own intuition as your primary instrument of resonance. Leave behind what does not reverberate. Tarot does not tell the future. The only thing that determines your future is how you react, reflect, and respond to the messages herein. This week I was fortunate enough to procure some new cards, and these cards pertain to the astrology, so I'm really excited to use them, and I feel as though they will be of great benefit going into the future for explaining astrology based concepts and stuff, but also for my patrons and when I finally decide to do more video work instead of just audio. So super happy to have these. And the cards are the Arcana of Astrology by Claire Goodchild. And then the other deck that I have is the Moon Oracle by Carol Smith and John Astrop. And this particular deck pertains to the lunar mansions. However, they are not accurate. They're not accurate in terms of the Vedic lunar mansions, and the degrees are a little bit off, and then also the rulership of the planets of each card is definitely off, but I digress. I can still use them, and I can still use them to explain things, and then of course for divination as well. So yeah, really excited to use these, and I'll just get into your reading. So we have the full moon. We have the number 23 card, or the 23rd lunar mansion, which is Shravana. It actually isn't the 23rd lunar mansion, but there is a hidden lunar mansion which I have kind of allotted for in this deck. So Shravana is the 23rd lunar mansion, and the card is a card of confession, and it's a card of two women sitting across from each other, and they're discussing things. They're talking about things. We also have the Eris card, and then the waning crescent moon card. So my attention is drawn towards this full moon in water card, and the next full moon in Scorpio, which is a water sign, will be in May. So I'm really looking forward to May for you, or you should be looking forward to May, where something is coming to fruition. And just thinking back to the last full moon in Scorpio, which was last May. So this is 12 months of gestation, 12 months of bringing this concept, this project, this relationship, whatever it is, to fruition. And of course, the waning crescent moon is just before the balsamic moon. It's just before the end of the cycle, and we see here with these cards that you have to let go of the outcome. Fate will essentially take the reins here. Whatever will be, will be. And Eris, the asteroid Eris, and then also the goddess Eris, who is the goddess of discord and retribution, karma. She is really at the forefront of this reading, where you really have to just kind of let the chips fall where they may. You have done everything up until this point, and now it's just waiting to see the end result. And of course, the waning crescent moon, like I said, is just before the new moon, and we see here that the new moon is a time of realizing oneself and integrating all that you've learnt in the last 2 weeks, but then also the greater cycle of the new moon, so 12 months. So it really is a reading of just letting things happen. You have done all that you can, and karma will take the reins here, and whatever occurs, whatever happens at the end of this is meant for you. So again, just thinking back to May of last year, thinking back to May, thinking towards May now and what is coming to a close, and really just sitting in the finished moment, or sitting in that peaceful moment of just waiting for the fruits to flower, essentially. So the card of Shravana here, 23, confession, is an interesting card in that, like I said, it depicts two people talking to each other, but one is talking and one is listening. And that is the attribute of Shravana, is to listen, to to listen to the implicit and the explicit meanings of things, and to mull it over, and not to be so hasty. And then it's a nakshatra of counsel. It's a nakshatra of looking for that higher guidance that comes down from the celestial bodies, looking towards that inner compass, so to speak, and to listen to that as well, to really listen hard to these messages that kind of come through. But also it's a card of patience, or it's a nakshatra of patience, being really patient with people, really tolerant, and just really forgiving as well. So, and we see the symbols of Venus and Mercury on here, so I'm just drawn to thinking of the hermaphrodite, which is Hermes and Aphrodite, and then of course thinking back to Eris. The whole palaver of Eris's story was about not being invited to a party, and then she just kind of went postal on everybody and just created all this chaos. And the party was, I think, Aphrodite's party. So really being in control of your emotions, really getting a good outlook of the situation, and not being reactionary, just responding. And that's what confession or counsel is that the counselor, or the person who you're talking to, they don't react to what you're saying. They respond appropriately. And a reaction is definitely their opinion of things, whereas a response is a well-rounded commentary on the situation. So looking for someone who has that ability, or you may be wanting to have that in of yourself. It's really a bad way to explain that. So the other cards that I have here are the Four of Swords in reverse, the High Priestess in reverse, the Five of Pentacles, and the Four of Pentacles in reverse. Wait, is that the Four of Pentacles? Yeah, the Four of Pentacles in reverse. And the Wheel of Fortune, the Strength card. We have the Knight of Cups and the Three of Pentacles in reverse here. So I just see a little bit of dissatisfaction with work here, and you're just doing it to make ends meet. You're just doing it to pay the bills, and there is just this real longing for something more fulfilling with that Knight of Cups in reverse. Really wanting to find something that fills your cup up and that makes you feel confident, and really pushes you to learn new things, to explore new avenues of your personality with the Strength card here. Just to have a real dominion over all aspects of your life, because right now you're just kind of going through the motions here with that Wheel of Fortune. Just it's day by day by day, and there's nothing really exciting going on, and it's just keeping you out of trouble, essentially, with that Five of Pentacles here. And it's really something that you're holding on to, even though it's not really what you want to do. And the Three of Pentacles here, it's from the Thoth deck, so there is a lot of it looks like waves kind of crashing in on this triangle of the Three of Pentacles, but it just looks like you're just being surrounded by these dark forces, by this energy that's kind of just encroaching on your space and on your work. And it could be an overload of work. We also have Mars in Capricorn here, so it makes me think of Dhanishta Nakshatra, which is the beating of the drum. And of course we have that Mars-Saturn conjunction that's happening in the month of April coming up, or literally in a couple of weeks. And that, as I have previously drawn people's attention to, is the beating of a new rhythm. There's a reset kind of happening here, and the rhythm is now going to be something quite different. I just feel as though you've been beating the drum, flogging the dead horse just to get through, and now is the time for change. Now is the time to have, play a different song on the jukebox and dance to a different rhythm. And this is something that you've been dreaming of, something that you've been contemplating, but maybe a little bit fearful to do with that Four of Swords in reverse and the High Priestess in reverse. You haven't really gotten your head around it. You don't really understand how you're going to get there, or whether it will even be successful. As well with that Four of Pentacles in reverse. But like I said, going back to that waning crescent moon, you just have to let karma take hold. You just have to let the chips fall where they may, and if it's for you, it's for you. And everything that you've worked towards in the last 12 months, and then of course in the last 6 months, thinking back to the new moon in Scorpio as well, because we go through all these different cycles, just realizing that you've put in the work, and now is the time to see the change. And the change, may be a little bit scary there with the High Priestess. It may leave you feeling very vulnerable as well with the Strength card here. I'm just seeing that lion, as this is a fire sign reading, the lion is in a vulnerable situation here. I'm just getting the image of like a cat turning over or a dog turning over, and when they show their belly, you're dominating them. So being in a vulnerable situation. But in terms of where you're at right now with that three of Pentacles, with all of that water just kind of inundating you and drowning you, it's just, the water is probably one of the most powerful forces on this planet. It wears away stone, it puts out fire, and it is able to transform into air, which is also a really powerful element here with the help of other elements. And then also it just saturates the earth. It just absolutely saturates it and then causes landslides and all these things. So all of this water just kind of inundating you is putting a lot of pressure on you and on your environment to change drastically. And it may have been wearing at you over time. Again, that water on the stone, and I am seeing here the stone of the three pentacles here, just getting worn and worn and worn and worn. And yeah, it's getting to a critical mass point right now. But yeah, a new rhythm is coming in. And of course, a rhythm is sometimes slow to start, and then it starts building up, and it has layers to it. And this is just the very beginning of that new rhythm. So don't expect, a crazy drum and bass song to kind of emit from the jukebox. It'll be a very gradual, you'll start to get into the flow of it, and it won't take you by surprise, but it may surprise you where it goes. So that's what I see for you this week, and definitely for the full moon that's happening in the middle of May there in Scorpio. So thank you for listening. Bye.